Hello and welcome to the Did You Know Crypto podcast. Today is going to be the first of my, what I'm calling Minicast episodes, and we're going to be explaining a concept or a term in Bitcoin that is new to people that are just kind of getting into the space. And today is going to be the term HODL, which is spelled HODL. And it's actually sometimes attributed to mean hold on for dear life. And that would indicate the up and down volatility in Bitcoin markets. But the term simply means to hold your Bitcoin and don't sell. And this is especially for, kind of directed at people who are panicked at the beginning of a bull market. We kind of saw this in 2017 as Bitcoin peaked up around 20,000, depending on what exchange you're at. And then it started to do its expected dump. Especially for those of us who'd been in the space for a while, and we will see this again. Who knows? You may be listening into this in 2020, 2021, or whatever, and we may have already had another bull run, and now you're looking at the downside of it. So when people are saying HODL, what they're meaning is two things, actually, really. They are saying to hold on to your Bitcoin, don't sell it, don't spend it, right? Especially in a bull market when it's going down. And you can debate whether or not that's right, if you're a trader or anything like that. But the point of Bitcoin is to buy it and hold it, not to sit there and try to play the markets and sell the tops and buy the bottoms. The other half is that Bitcoin is a deflationary currency, and we were talking about Bitcoin BTC I guess they're all kind of technically deflationary currencies, but this especially kind of is more geared towards Bitcoin, and we'll BTC, and you kind of find out here in just a little bit. But it's a deflationary currency, meaning that it becomes more valuable over time due to demand and ever increasing scarcity, as fewer and fewer new Bitcoins are produced, as the block reward is cut in half. That is the reward that miners get every 10 minutes when they process a block of transactions. They get a reward currently at time of recording, which is the 31st of May in 2019. That block reward is 12.5 Bitcoin. It halves every so often. But as that block reward halves every so often, fewer Bitcoins are produced. So Bitcoin becomes more and more scarce. And we will one day approach a day when the last Bitcoin, well, I guess technically, I don't know. I don't know the math on it. 2140 is roughly when the last Bitcoin will be mined, but I think basically as long as it gets cut down and keeps on decreasing into Satoshi levels. But fiat currencies, what we call fiat currencies, we refer to kind of like government currencies that are based on nothing other than the promise of a government saying that they're valuable. And this would be something like the dollar or euro. They are inflationary because central banks continue to increase the creation of new dollars, new euros, new pesos, whatever, every single year, which means that every dollar you have will lose value constantly, while Bitcoin continues to gain value through the reasons that I gave before on scarcity and higher demand over time. So those who believe that Bitcoin is a store of value, kind of looping back to what I said with Bitcoin BTC, that if you believe that Bitcoin is a store of value first, they definitely advocate more than anybody else to HODL your Bitcoins. So a store of value, or SOV, is something that you would use to put value in, right? Whether you took dollars and bought Bitcoin, or you worked for that Bitcoin and you are paid in it, and then you hold on to it because you know that value is going to remain the same, right? Traditionally, this has been gold. If you buy gold, gold can go up and down, but traditionally, over the long term, gold has a pretty stable value. It's a store of value. And people who believe that Bitcoin is a store of value, they will first advocate, or that it's a store of value first, will advocate you to HODL your Bitcoins. They'll say don't sell them unless you absolutely have to, since this is basically the best ROI for a deflationary currency. I'm not going to get into, well, you can kind of sell them towards the top. That is a decision that you have to make yourself. I'm just explaining the mindset behind what people will say. And this term originated, you're probably going like, well, that's kind of dumb. Why wouldn't you just say hold hold your Bitcoins? Well, it's because the term originated on the Bitcoin Talk forums. This is the main forum board for discussing Bitcoin in the early days. In 2013, where basically a drunk Bitcoiner was posting as the price was crashing from the Mt. Gox hack in 2013. So what we saw was the biggest run-up in Bitcoin at that time. It went all the way up to about $1,000, $1,200. Kind of depends on where you, what exchange again that you were at. And once Mt. Gox, which at that time was the biggest exchange at that time, story broke that they'd been hacked. Pretty much all the Bitcoin was gone, and it went from about $1,000 to $600 fairly quickly. And obviously, he was probably somebody, I don't know his exact background of if he was investing, if he was, just holding it for the long term. But anyways, he drunkenly writes in the subject line, "I am hodling." And then he went on to talk about, he mentioned, I understand that that's not how you correctly spell holding. I tried it twice, but it kept on messing up, probably just because he was drunk, and just kept it. And he went on to talk about why he was holding through versus selling, due to his acknowledgement that he was not, in fact, a good trader, and that most people are not. And his contention is that since most people are not, in fact, traders, they should buy and hold Bitcoin without worrying about the price on a daily or really even a monthly basis. So HODL has become probably the most used and most ubiquitous term in the Bitcoin and kind of now larger crypto space. And it's probably the one you will find if you've never been in this space, you've never been exposed to Bitcoin before. It's the one that'll seem most alien to you if you kind of jump into it and kind of what is this HODL? What does this mean? And it's probably the most common hashtag we see in Bitcoin, Twitter, and it's something you see on clothing, merchandise, bumper stickers, whatever. So now you know. And the next time you hear someone tell you to hodl your Bitcoin, you'll understand what they mean. Thank you for listening. I will be continuing to create more of these minicasts where we explain kind of terms that you will encounter as you delve deeper into Bitcoin. I hope that you enjoyed this. Head over to digitalcrypto.com and listen to the rest of the episodes. I have more episodes explaining and talking to different people in the space and kind of giving you a deeper dive into Bitcoin, why it even exists, kind of the deeper economic, philosophical, political, and even religious reasons for its existence and what it will continue to affect in the future. But once again, I really want to thank you guys for listening. Have a great day, or night, or afternoon, wherever and whenever you may be listening to this.